To start, I would like to tell a very sad story about a tragedy that occurred to my family. On March 19th, 2014, my aunt and uncle left for work in the morning, right after the babysitter had arrived to watch their 1-year-old Jasper. The babysitter lived in the house directly behind them and had a pool and was told to never take Jasper over to her home. I'm sure you can tell where the story is going, and it is extremely devastating. But the babysitter did end up taking Jasper over to her home, and within a few minutes, as the babysitter was using the restroom, Jasper was able to crawl out the back slider and ultimately into the pool. The babysitter came out, found Jasper laying face down at the bottom of the pool, and rushed to call 911. They arrived quickly and performed CPR on 1-year-old Jasper, and then they transported him to CHOC. He was kept alive by machines for nearly a week before they knew that he had no brain activity. After being submerged underwater for over 10 minutes, brain activity is 100% gone. After 6 minutes, it is not likely that you will have brain activity. My family had lost an amazing life, and it impacted us so greatly, even though he had not reached 2 yet. I do believe the babysitter is at fault for what occurred, but I don't blame her any longer, because this is something that you would never think would happen. And this is what we need to change. We need to take the thought out of the lack of pool safety. The problem we have is that there are so many pools in Orange County, and most of them don't have any protection devices that can keep the pools inaccessible to young children when adults are not around. Orange County Fire Authority stated in 2018 that drowning is the #1 cause of accidental deaths in 1 to 4-year-olds. They also stated that more children in this age group die by drowning than by traffic accidents. This is a major problem in our society and goes unnoticed because people have the mentality that this can't happen to me or this won't happen to me, which is an incredibly ignorant way of thinking. We need to change the way people think and make people want to go out of their way to protect their children, the children in their neighborhood, and anybody that has a child. After Jasper's accident, my family turned his tragedy into a new way of life. They came up with a solution. The Jasper Ray Foundation was created, and it set out to teach bystander CPR to everyone, and it encouraged the installation of safety fences around all pools and self-latching gates, which swing outwards so that way leaning on the fence or leaning on the gate cannot open, and they will always latch whenever you let go of them. So small holes are drilled all around the pool. These posts are set in the holes, and the fencing material is ran around those poles. They can be taken out anytime. If you're going to have a party, you can take it out, so it's easy to deal with. But the idea is that when you're not paying attention, you have a fence around your pool, so no one can enter. The objections people have to this is that my children know how to swim. I don't need to have a pool fence. And it is very important that everyone knows how to swim, of course. But what about your neighbor that has a 3-year-old son who can't swim? Or just your neighbor's couple houses down that don't know how to swim, and they're 31 years old, they've never had a pool, they've never been to the beach, they don't know how to swim, and they come over one day, and you say, oh, hold on 1 second, let me go grab something, and they fall in the pool and drown. Having a fence is such an easy thing to do, and it's so simple, and it saves lives. So now we've discussed that what the world can look like without pool fences, because that is what it looks like today. I would like to talk about what it could look like if every single pool in Orange County had a fence around it, every single pool in California had a fence around it, every single pool in the United States, every single pool in the world had a fence. You would never have to worry about children drowning when they're unattended. Parents could leave their children with a babysitter and not worry about getting a call that their child is drowned. My aunt and uncle could have their child back. And I think that's what this is all about. That's what Jasper Ray Foundation is about. They want to stop all families from losing their children the same way they did. So all I ask is that if you have a pool, ask yourself why you don't have a pool fence around it. Should I get a pool fence? And the answer is yes, get a pool fence. And to everyone who doesn't have a pool or doesn't swim, learn how to swim, learn CPR. And every time you go near a pool, think about Jasper and think about what life could be like if that happened to you. So think about a pool fence, and that's your job. So just put in a pool fence.